Hey, Katelyn.
Hey, Evan.
Did you read the prompt for today's podcast episode?
Yes.
You're supposed to say, I've read it.
I've read it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
That's kind of exactly how I thought that would go.
Yeah, you were prepared for my failure.
I was also prepared for your success. I was going to cheer you on, but I was also ready with a backup. I have your back, Katelyn.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back to another episode of Evan and Katelyn podcast. Today, we are going to be going through a subreddit. It's called Ask Reddit, where people ask their fellow Redditors a whole bunch of questions. And guess what? We may be very much lurkers in general, but we do browse Reddit a ton. We even have our own subreddit, which we need to figure out what to do with.
But it exists.
It exists.
r/Evan and Katelyn.
Yeah. That's a nice plug. So Katelyn is going to be browsing through the hot questions. Ooh, spicy. So they're like, for those of you guys who don't know how Reddit works, it's a user-submitted website where people, it's all user-driven content. And then people upvote it or downvote it. And the posts that get upvoted rise to the top. And the ones that get downvoted go get, disappear into the nether that Reddit can become.
So I'm going to do the hot.
Yeah, so
questions.
Hot is basically like posts that are new, that are like accelerating really fast. So the hot are like in the moment questions
Up and coming.
that are like popping. And so I'm doing like the most upvoted questions of this month.
You're doing the top.
I'm doing the top.
I'm doing the hot.
Yeah.
You're doing the top.
Yeah. So this is an example of what a top question might be. What are underrated websites and what do you use them for? I browsed through that question like when it came up earlier.
I browsed through it too.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to make note of these. Ooh, boom, 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 boom.
Except I got through like 3 answers and then I was like, enough.
I think that I want to add something original to this question. So I am going to say Easy GIF. We honestly use that website a lot.
All the time.
It's a great tool. You just upload a video file and it turns it into a GIF. Mm-hmm. And you can, rescale it or optimize it or whatever. Also, Katelyn, those really annoying Google images?
Oh, when they what's the file type? Is that new file type?
The thing. I don't know what it is, but it annoys me so much.
Something, and you can't open it in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That file type. I'm going to look it up right now. APNG. No, WebP. WebP. It's supposedly like a billion times better than everything. It's like a JPEG and an MP4 and a GIF. It's like everything.
So what are you getting at?
But basically, it's annoying because you can't open it. Easy GIF also allows you to convert WebPs into GIFs, into JPEGs, into PNGs, into whatevers.
There you go.
So it's pretty nice. I'm not sure if it's the best one, but that's what we use.
Here's another very handy one. I might get the name wrong. This to that. The glue one?
Yeah, the glue one. Yeah, we've used that
as
before.
Makers, we use that a lot.
What do you
type in
use
two materials?
Yeah, like plastic and metal.
Plastic and metal, plastic and wood, plastic to plastic.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you what kind of adhesive to use. It's often resin.
It's often resin. I mean, it's like, here are these alternatives if you don't want to mess with resin. But if you really want to get the job done,
Resin. Usually like 5-minute epoxy is what it recommends.
Yeah, something like that.
But very handy if you're a maker or a crafter.
Yeah. And, it's there's so many good websites out there. But I think it's good that we stopped at just one each before we the whole podcast is just like, what's your favorite website?
My favorite website is evanandkatelyn.com.
Oh, wow. I bet you guys didn't even know we had a website. Still don't know what we're doing with it again. But we'll figure it out eventually.
Okay, I have one. Which foods taste better when they're a little burnt?
Marshmallows.
Oh, that's a good one. I like cheese.
Burnt cheese? I
like in a
crispy.
quesadilla. Yeah.
Oh, but that's not burnt.
Well, it says a little burnt. I think of a little burnt as like slightly over crisped. Like when you get the edge of your quesadilla and it just gets all crispy. Sometimes when I'm making tacos, you know what I'll do is, because we'll heat the tortilla in the pan and some butter. what I will do sometimes is I'll sprinkle cheese on the tortilla, open face, kind of let it melt, and then I flip it cheese side down, and you let it crisp a little bit. And you can't go too long, but I think that counts.
Burnt.
That's a little burnt. Broccoli.
Oh, yeah.
The edge is a little crisp.
We actually, you can watch our Magic Broccoli episode. We crisp those boys. Mm-hmm. All right. So what is so it's like, oh, you're a programmer? I have a problem with my printer. What's the equivalent of this for your job? I think for us now, it's kind of like, oh, you are makers, want to fix my sink? It'll be a good episode for your YouTube channel.
It'll be a
Not
great
calling
video.
anyone out in particular. But there's a lot that goes into what makes a good YouTube video, and I'm not sure if that'd be it.
Yeah.
But in our past jobs, we also had that.
Yeah.
I mean, as a graphic designer, what's something that you frequently got asked?
I mean, most of the stuff I kind of felt like it was in my job description, so it didn't get to me the same as like some of these other examples and stuff. I don't know. Come back to me. What did you get asked? You got asked a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, at the same time, like, I was the first engineer brought on to our small company. And I'm just mainly talking about my last job because I worked for huge companies, and in the huge companies, you can't do anything that's not out of your job description. Like, I honestly worked for a big company, and I felt stifled that I couldn't expand outside of like my very narrow task that I was given. But then when I worked for a smaller company as an engineer, I was like, well, you're an engineer. You can do anything IT related or technology related or, everything. So I kind of got everything added to my plate. And then I did it because I'm a sucker, I guess. I don't know.
No, because you're helpful.
Yeah.
And you want to like see people succeed.
Yeah, I wanted to see the business succeed. Yeah, so I did take on IT and everything.
I thought of my thing.
Okay, what's that?
That I guess it's kind of in my job description, but it's sort of outside of it. PowerPoints.
Oh, yeah.
I became my nickname at my job, even though I was a graphic designer. PowerPoint princess.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I was a PowerPoint princess because I could close my eyes and pretend it was InDesign or Illustrator or Photoshop, and I got pretty good at making PowerPoints look like they were not made in PowerPoint. I could do like fancy animations and like non-standard fonts and like never used their built-in templates. So I got really good at PowerPoints, but then like everybody wanted me to make a PowerPoint, and like sometimes your PowerPoints are not necessary.
Oh man. Okay. Do you have one, or should I go again?
I have one. It kind of reminds me of another Ask Reddit I've heard, and maybe the other one's better. But what's immoral but not necessarily illegal?
Immoral but not necessarily. Like most of the things I'm thinking of are illegal. Like,
here's a related one.
Okay.
What's not illegal but feels illegal?
I'll
give you an example that like.
I don't do anything illegal.
Oh, no. Well, that doesn't mean you still know it's illegal. So here's an example of something that's not illegal but feels illegal. Going into a grocery store and walking out without buying anything.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like you're doing something wrong?
And you're like, you're kind of like,
I just came for one thing and y'all didn't have it, I swear.
Okay, you know what would? Going into those Amazon stores where you can just take anything. But it so basically you sign up with Prime, and then you walk in and your phone like pings the store, and then the store tracks the items that you pick up, and then you just walk out with them. There's no cashier.
It charges you later?
It charges you like as you walk out.
That's weird.
Yeah, so you just walk in, grab what you want, and leave.
That's very interesting.
That would feel illegal to me.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's a weird thing? I'm not going to necessarily say it's illegal, but like so many things about it feel wrong. Like filling out government forms. I always get
feels like you're doing something wrong.
I kind of feel like I get like nervous.
Yeah.
Because like you should do that right. But like sometimes the forms are really poorly designed. And it's like, look at form 53694B and take the value in field C and multiply that by by 10, divide that by 2, and add 10. It's like, I think that especially as we became adults and we had to take on a lot of that for the first time, I did feel like I never felt like I was doing anything illegal, but I was always wondering, like, did I do that right? I don't know. And honestly, I'm not sure if anyone in the government will check, so who knows?
Yeah, but it does make you feel like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, you're like, what?
It's like, I
Am I
swear to the best
adulting?
of my
Correct?
knowledge
I swear, I am an adult.
that this information is accurate. Like, it is to the best of my knowledge, but like, are they going to come at me for not doing more research? What else could WTF mean?
Well, they're falling.
Oh my gosh, that's way more funny to me than anyone else who has not watched Kung Pao.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here hanging out with you. I'm going to tailor my humor to you, and I know you.
Oh, that's great. Mine would say, this is when a Jube is walking by, and you say, whoa, that's fluffy.
Whoa, that's fluffy.
Whoa,
I like
that's
that.
Fluffy.
That's a more relatable one. Well, they're falling.
Oh, that gets me so good, but it's a quote from a movie, Kung Pao.
It's a reference to a quote. It's not
a reference to a quote.
It's an inside joke. Okay, so this is actually something that I've thought of a decent amount, which may or may not be weird. It's gotten 75,000 upvotes, so I guess it's not that weird. You get teleported to the day you're born with all the memories from your past life. You're now an infant. What do you do? This could be a whole podcast. We could write a whole story from this. But interestingly, like, the thing I always think about it, I'm like, would this be good or would this be bad?
I think it would be bad. I mean, it would be good if your goal in life is like
success,
productivity and success and money, because
you could
have
be a
like
child
a
prodigy.
leg up. But it would. Well, I guess so. I was gonna say it would be bad because you'd be going through childhood without being able to enjoy childhood. But you've already had your own childhood, so I guess it would be okay.
My main worry. I've thought through this scenario a whole bunch. We could make our families very successful. We could help them like invest in Apple when it's just small, and like invest all your money in like, you can optimize
game the system
for so much. And like, we can, there's a whole bunch of inventions and trends and all these things that we know and we could like capitalize on. We would be successful in a lot of the ways that people measure success. But I think that we would be loners. We would not be able to make friends because honestly, like what a 2-year-old finds interesting, or even like if, as adults, I'm not sure if we'd be able to fully get back into things that young kids enjoy for as long as they enjoy them.
We'd be super bored, like having to
super
be
bored.
in
we would want to
and
converse with adults,
little
and adults
kids,
would be freaked out by us.
Yeah.
I don't know. And also the biggest thing is like, how would I meet and date you?
Yeah.
Because that's the, I can get through being a weird little kid, for some of the other side benefits that it does. Like invest early in these big companies, get, success so you can basically retire, and then start a YouTube channel for fun, have success there too, because you already know all of the trends that YouTube is going to go through. You can game YouTube too. You know the types of thumbnails that are going to work. Then you're going to know when to shift from one type of content to another. And you can be ahead of the game in all these different things. But
then, of course, you're going to run into issues that you don't know how to deal with. So, like, if you game that system and you're successful at it, then you have, like, this insane fame, and you may not be equipped to deal with the emotional burden of having that many eyeballs on you.
Maybe, but also it's like, I don't know, it all comes down to, in the end, would I, like, chance my relationship with you for anything else? And the answer is no.
But if you looked at it from the because that kind of makes sense in the like, would you go back in time and change anything? But if you looked at it in the same way that I was with like, well, I wouldn't want to miss out on my childhood, but you already had a childhood. So we've already dated.
We haven't dated our whole lives.
Oh, like you would find like to start dating me earlier?
No. Like I would try to, yeah. Like how would I? Like I'd go to the same college that I went to so that I could meet you at college.
Yeah.
But how would I interact with you? Like what if we didn't like have the same start of the relationship? What if you were weirded out by me? Because I'm like, I know you.
I might be.
I know you. I know these stories. You know, it's like I wouldn't want to change. Like, you know, we ended up together in this life. If I could go back and relive my life, I wouldn't risk the chance of like messing up our relationship the second time and not dating you in the redo.
But it's not a redo. It's just like again.
Oh, you mean like if we lived our entire full lives and then woke up at the beginning again?
I thought that's what this was saying. Or I don't know. Maybe not.
I thought it was saying like you get teleported right now to the day you were born with all the memories from your past life, but you're now an infant. What do you do? Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
I wouldn't hop in the teleporter.
Yeah.
But if I was, I would try to like, you know, I guess like it's just saying you're teleported. So I guess I would do what I said. And I'd try to come across as not weird.
What's the worst place you've ever had to spend the night?
What's the worst place or the worst overnight experience I've ever had? Either. Okay, so the worst overnight experience I had, I was with my friend's family, and we were on like a day trip, like day and night trip, like river tubing or something like that. And I had really bad food poisoning.
Oh no.
Really bad food poisoning. So I was staying at like, so I was with my friend's family, and we were staying at one of their family friends' houses or something like that. And I was just having the worst night ever.
Oh no.
And I felt so embarrassed, and everything was bad, and I hated it.
I'm sorry.
Everything was bad.
That's a bad time. How old were you?
I know, I was probably like 14 or 15.
That was pretty bad.
But like, yeah, it was like I was able to kind of deal with it some, but like I feel like it probably would have been worse if I was younger. But like, still, that's not
a fun time.
It's not a fun time.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know if I have any quite that bad. No, I have like uncomfortable things. Like the sleeping was physically uncomfortable. But you know, like when my brother was in the hospital, I like slept on a cot or something. I barely remember, but like I don't know. I was just curious about yours. I didn't have a good answer myself. I just wanted to know if you had one.
Oh, yeah, I had one. I had them.
One. This is a different kind of worst. But when Hurricane Harvey was here, and we were just staying up the entire night watching the news and going outside to see how far up the water had gotten, like how many more feet it had like gone up the driveway. Yeah, that was rough.
That was rough. That was a long period of not sleeping.
Yeah.
There's a question for what is your favorite dead video game franchise? Dead is in quotes. I think that one thing that I wish would be re-released for modern PC systems with multiplayer added, Red Alert 2 would be great. I just loved that game so much when I was younger, and I want to play it again with my brother.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Is there still Banjo-Kazooie is being released?
No, I don't think so. They added Banjo to Smash. Super Smash Bros.
I know that we booted up the N64.
And we played it briefly until we killed the N64. But it was great.
There was a Banjo-Kazooie released in 2008. I guess that's been a while. For the Xbox 360.
Yeah, that was 12 years ago.
Oh my
Actually,
gosh.
I didn't know about that though, but that was, you know, during a time where I wasn't playing as many video games.
Banjo-Kazooie 1998.
Yeah, 98 and Banjo-Tooie 2000.
So Banjo-Tooie was like a legit one too?
Banjo-Tooie was good, yeah. Yeah, they were both really good.
What about Grunty's Revenge? It's the Game Boy Advance. It doesn't count. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was going to say I didn't play that.
I mean, there's probably a lot of video game franchises that would be great, but Red Alert 2 is one that recently came to mind, and I wish that it would be released.
Yeah. People who check the behind the shower curtain for intruders when using the bathroom. What will you do if someone's there one day? This is silly. We don't have a shower curtain because we have glass. Have you ever done that, though? Or done anything similar?
I've kind of gotten paranoid a few times in my lives, and I do like think, okay, what would I do in this situation? Like, what impromptu things could I do, or how would I deal with the situation? I think it is kind of human nature for your mind to wander in those directions. You know, we evolved as, you know, hunted prey for more of our past than we have been top tier people. You know, there's that's like the, you know, old part of our brain that still, you know, comes back and says, hey, watch out every now and then. And I think that's a lot of people think that that's what your dreams are. So
preparing you for scenarios you might have to deal with.
Yeah, like, am I still streaming?
I had that. It's so silly sometimes when you describe a scary game. But you know, the other night when you woke me up because I was like, like in my sleep.
Yeah.
My scary dream was that I had gone into our living room and we have these kind of like tallish silvery vases. And they started chasing me. And I was running and I was trying to yell and I couldn't, which is why I started like hyperventilating. No. But it was so stupid. But my brain was like, if those vases chase you, you will know how to handle it.
So you didn't know how to handle it.
No, I just ran. My brain was
trying to. You failed the test, Katelyn. You failed the imaginary test. Yeah, but I'll get like paranoid thoughts like that in my head every now and then.
Yeah, I haven't in a long time. When I was younger, I would sometimes, you know, you turn on all the lights when
I
you're
did
going
used to like
and stuff.
When I was probably like 7 or so. I did like we stayed at this one hotel, and there were a whole bunch of red LED lights everywhere, and I like developed like a linkage in my head that those were eyeballs everywhere, like skeleton face eyeballs with red lights. And for a while, I was like kind of freaked out by them for a little bit. Okay, so time freezes for 48 hours and you're the only thing not affected. What do you choose to do? Do I do a realistic answer or do I stretch for something that might be more entertaining?
You can give both.
Okay, realistic answer? I pick up the house. You know, I take care of all of those things that have been on our to-do list for a long time.
I mean, if you think about it, time freezing for 48 hours, like, I mean,
guess like
being practical be that.
If you're a thief,
bad?
you could definitely like take advantage of that. You know, it's like everyone else is frozen for 48 hours. You could go and like take stuff, but I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah,
I was thinking more like if I use those 48 hours to do something that I need to do in my life, then I'm saving 48 hours of lifetime.
Or like if you live near like Area 51, do you just like run in real quick and peek around?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Area 51, right?
Yeah, it's Area 51.
Well, I was like...
The aliens.
The aliens.
It's Area 52.
Just Naruto run in there. Ah! Could we get creative with that?
This kind of goes back to the, like, I guess not really, the, like, illegal and immoral questions. Like, most of the things that you think of that someone would try to do are mostly, like, illegal-ish things, like sneaking around because everyone else is frozen or, like, spying. I don't really have the desire to do that.
Yeah.
Does it freeze only humans?
Yeah. No, it freezes everything.
Everything.
Because if it didn't freeze, like if it only froze humans, then...
We'd all get eaten.
Yeah, and then 48 hours later, like, chaos would erupt.
I was just thinking I could go, like, play with kittens, but they'd all be frozen. 48 hours of kittens.
Things you touch will unfreeze.
Oh, I go play with kittens.
You wouldn't take me with you?
No, you could come.
Okay.
I didn't say you wouldn't come with me.
Okay.
If you want to.
Well, I mean, like the problem is, we're adults. We can go play with kittens whenever we want, but then we'll bring them back.
Yeah, I know.
All
if
of
everyone
them.
else is frozen, I can't go through the adoption process.
Oh, legally. So,
Legally?
and you'd be breaking the rules otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it will prevent me from adopting all of them.
What is the craziest butterfly effect that has happened because of a small decision you made?
Meeting you.
I was going to say the same thing. It's like there are lots of things. Like and you know, we're being very self-focused with this question in a way, because like who knows, like there could have been a ton of butterfly effects that happened because of a video we made or because of, you know, something that we did to someone else, but I'm not sure if we're really going to see those.
No, so we don't know.
You guys let us know if there are any butterfly effects that we have spawned out into the broader world. But I think for me, I think the biggest thing are like, you know, if I hadn't have gone to the desk and met you and helped you fix your computer.
Well, I almost didn't go to the school we went to. So
Oh,
I was
yeah.
going to go to art
So
school.
almost didn't.
So it was like even bigger for me. It was a very last minute switch.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even going to apply. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to art school, baby.
Baby!
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that was a big decision that you made. So it's like that little decision you made ended up with us dating, ended up with us making this channel, and now 100 million views later.
Oh, yeah. We haven't talked about that. We just hit 100 million views
100
on our
million
main channel,
views.
which is like,
Yay!
it's crazy. It's a really, oh, yes. It's a very hard to comprehend number.
sorry. I just had to have a little soundboard moment to celebrate.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I think like we've been eyeballing our sub count. Oh, now Evan's running the confetti.
Yeah,
And
at the
the
video
disco
confetti.
lights.
It's just for those watching the YouTube video. Audio listeners, please ignore the segment.
But yeah, we've been watching like our sub count so much. Like, ooh, when are we gonna hit 1 million? That's been like the goal. And then we knew we were getting close to 100 million views.
And then
it passed it. And we're like, whoa, that happened fast.
That's a crazy number. And, you know, I think that in the end, a lot of people look at the subscriber number, but the view number is what really matters in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Views are more, you know, every subscriber is very important, but like the results.
If you're talking about in terms of like measuring your actual success and reach and stuff.
Measuring your actual success on YouTube is all about views.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I mean, that's really cool. So thank you guys, everyone who's been supporting us along this crazy, crazy journey.
Would you go blind for 1 year for $10 million?
No. Definitely not.
Only even if it was just for a year?
Yeah. You wouldn't either.
I might.
You wouldn't.
Could make it like a shtick. Blind crafts.
Oh, it's not. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's, you know, I worry that's like minimizing what blind people go through.
Yeah.
You know, I think that
I think it's different because like when it's temporary, like it's obviously easier in this temporary hypothetical situation. That's much different than.
Yeah, I think the main thing is, well, also where would that 10 million be coming from?
It's coming from Reddit.
It comes from Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone on Reddit donates $1
Yeah.
for the person who goes blind for a year.
Yeah.
Okay. I still wouldn't do it. I mean, like, you know, because I think that like going back to like why we went through what we kind of did to make our channel a success. We didn't see friends or family much. We, you know, didn't sleep much. We really put in a lot of work to make, you know, this dream that we had happen. And it's because we want to work towards the goal of like us spending time together, us having enjoyable days together, and us just like living the best life that we can, kind of. Mm-hmm. And I think that, you know, I think that if you are giving up your vision for a period of time, not saying that people who don't have vision aren't living their best lives, because I think you can live a very fulfilling, great life without vision. But I feel like, would you want to give up that for just money?
If I was in this situation, actually, like if there was someone who was like, oh, I'm just going to turn off your vision for a year and you'll get $10 million, I'd be like, how are you turning it back on? I don't trust you.
Oh, yeah.
So I probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, risk adverse. Yeah, but that is tough. And I think that Katelyn has scrolled down far enough in the hot Ask Reddit section that there's just things with like 0 upvotes.
Oh, sorry. I'd be scrolling.
Yeah, so.
Well, hot is like, it's up and rising, but it's not, you're not going to get as many good questions as
you aren't
going
to get, yeah. So
yours are going to be better than
I'll
mine.
take over for a little bit.
You see, tell I'm getting to the.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Those of you Redditors in happy, healthy, fulfilling relationships, what were the green flags you noticed about your partner early on in your relationship with them?
Well, this is a little hard for us to answer because we were friends for a long time before we were in a relationship. So would it be like when we first met each other as friends, I guess?
When we were first considering dating the other person, what were the green flags that were like, oh, yes.
I think like everything was just like easy and right and not difficult. I don't like, it was like not stressful. It was positive without like, I don't know. There's just like zero. It was that complete absence
drama,
of negative emotions or drama.
Yeah,
and usually when you're starting to date someone, there's like, there's still like some doubt or some like, oh, what is he thinking? Or
there
whatever.
was fear of messing up our friendship, but that was the only like worry I had. I definitely am. I do very much consider myself in a happy, healthy, fulfilling relationship. But at the same time, the start of our relationship was abnormal. Yeah,
because we had been friends for so long.
How abnormal is it for friends for people who are friends for that long to date?
My guess is it's not super normal.
Not super normal, yeah.
People be friends for 5 years and not date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is strange. Yeah, because I think that like
there has to be like circumstances making you not date if you're compatible.
Yeah,
in that
by
way.
the time we were thinking about each other in a romantic way, I already knew so much about you. I already fully trusted you. Everything was great. We had a just great vibe and everything. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I feel this is kind of like a side topic that I'm kind of branching off into. But when I first started dating you, I felt like I understood what relationships should be like and everything.
Yeah, like it was right. It was a when you know feeling, and it was like, oh.
But then I was thinking about it more, and I was thinking, every relationship has its own trajectory. It has its own origin story, and a lot of relationships can get to that really, really good place. But I feel like I sometimes feel ill-equipped to give advice.
Yeah. Because
I feel like our situation was unique. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Side tangent. Okay, so the average human brain is compatible of about 2.5 million gigabytes. Your brain has reached near capacity. What do you delete to free up space?
What do I delete to free up space? It's funny because like I feel like our brains do that anyway.
My brain just like whoop,
yeah,
right
like, there's
through.
so many things from like being in school or even like college and stuff that I just don't really remember anymore.
Yeah, my brain definitely has, like on a lot of trash boxes on computers, it auto deletes after 30 days. It's a setting you can choose now. That's what my brain has been doing.
Yeah.
It's not 30 days.
Is there anything that you would like, it's kind of weird to be like, I would consciously get rid of this memory. Like, even if it was a bad one, because it's kind of like the whole, erasing something out of your past. How does that affect who you are now?
I think that I forget what we were watching, but I remember one TV show.
Oh, that movie. It was a Nicolas Cage movie. I'll delete that.
Yeah. It's already being deleted from my brain. So this is very interesting. What was that science YouTube show that was talking about how your brain works?
I don't know.
Was it like it was a Vsauce or something like that? I'm not sure.
Probably Vsauce or Kurzgesagt or something.
Yeah, probably one of those. But basically, I may be butchering this, so you might want to look up Kurzgesagt or Wikipedia or something like this afterwards. But I'm fairly sure that how a memory forms in your brain is it's a series of connections in your brain, the neurons firing in a certain pattern, and that creates a memory.
Maybe it was a TED Talk. I watched this with you.
And the more it fires, the stronger the memory is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you listen to a song, and that series of inputs from your brain into your mind fires repeatedly again and again and again and again. And that's why you get a lot of music stuck in your head. Mm-hmm. Same thing if you watch movies, or you watch a movie and you think about it a whole bunch afterwards.
You quote it.
You're basically training your brain to like write it. It's kind of like you know how a record player works? How like there's grooves in the thing, and the needle picks up on the grooves. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like opposite for how your brain works. As you do the same thing over and over again, it's like kind of like you're scratching that data into like a permanent record in a way. And the same way, it's kind of like the same process for forgetting it. If you have this pattern of firing neurons in your brain that is a memory, and that pattern doesn't fire for a long, long, long time, then it just kind of fades away.
Yeah.
I think that's fascinating.
Any that you would purposely fade away, aside from that Nicolas Cage movie? What was it? Mandy or something?
I think that I don't consciously think about things to forget, but my brain certainly is like on top of it. It's kind of like you probably remember a lot of embarrassing moments from your life. Mm-hmm. I don't. And I'm not sure if it's something that I've ever consciously tried to use to forget.
Yeah.
But I just don't focus on that. I don't relive it in my head. And so since it doesn't fire repeatedly in my head, because like I think the reason why you might have those memories in your head is because they repeat.
Yeah.
And you're like, what could I have done differently, or what, etc. Mm-hmm. I just like, it just leaves me.
Yeah.
Do you have one, or should I go again?
No, I already told. It was that
you did. Okay. Yeah. So if life was someday proven to be a simulation, what glitch or abnormality could you point to as a major clue we missed? Like
the Mandela effect in general. You know, like how everyone remembers Bernstein Bears to be like spelled with the E-I-N, but then if you look up the books, it's spelled with the A-I-N.
That is weird. I think Mandela effect is a great example of that.
And of course, like deja vu.
Yeah.
Those are kind of obvious answers, though. I'm trying to think of something more unique.
Tangentially, have you ever watched the Truman Show?
Oh, yeah, I watched the Truman Show.
Have you?
What would be the signs that we're in the Truman Show?
Yeah. Have you ever thought, if I was in the Truman Show, what would the signs be? Are you a paid actor? Oh, that laugh! Oh no! She knows I'm onto her. That's why she's so fabulous. No, but I had thought like, okay, so like, if I'm moving places, how would they like change the set? How would they ensure that people in the new place?
I think because we moved a lot, it would be much harder for either of us to be a Truman Show person.
Contestant,
yeah.
Yeah, but I have thought like, because we in our heads we are all the protagonists of the story in a way, and I wonder how many people after watching the Truman Show was like, what if I'm on the Truman Show and that was a big troll? That was a hint. They're teasing me.
Or like a clue. Someone on the inside like wants you to be able to figure it out. Yeah. They want to free you. Yeah.
What if it was a documentary inspired by your life and someone snuck it in and let you watch it?
Oh,
Maybe that was just me. Let's see. What is something that you just cannot understand the popularity of?
Kids these days. Let me see.
We understood TikTok pretty early on.
I like TikTok. I'm sure I could think of something.
That's kind of like kids these days.
That's
like
why I said
like,
kids these days. Let's think of something that's like not associated with kids. Because I feel like there's a lot of stuff where it's like, that kid show is so dumb.
I got it. And I kind of understand it in the same way. 5-minute craft type videos.
Oh. Yeah, I truly don't understand how they're so popular other than just like Facebook? I don't know.
I guess it is kind of like easy to hate watch, but I wonder, are all of those millions of views
hate watches?
Yeah. And hate watch is a strong word. We don't actually like actively hate the companies that are profiting from this.
No,
I do kind of object to it in some ways, but
yeah.
I don't fully understand that.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, somebody's got to like it. Like, everyone hates on it.
It might be a young kids thing.
Maybe. I guess so.
If we could only get a peek at their analytics. All right. So someone offers you $100 per hour to watch any movie on repeat. Which movie do you choose?
Is this for the rest of your life?
So at any point you can sit down and earn $100 an hour.
Yeah, but an hour isn't even like the length of a movie.
No. So it's like you can watch it for 24 hours.
Oh.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like someone. This is an open deal. At any time you can fire up that movie and just watch it as much as you want.
To me, it has to be something that either has like an amazing soundtrack, because you can also just kind of like zone out, do other stuff while you listen to
Interstellar 666.
That's not a movie though.
That's a movie.
Is it a movie? How long is it? Or it's a Interstellar 5555?
Yeah.
So that, I feel like that, I don't know if that counts, because that was animated specifically for the Daft Punk.
Vote in the chat. Is that a movie?
But it was specifically for the Discovery album by Daft Punk.
It says a film.
Does that count as a movie? I feel like it's kind of a loophole.
Animated musical science fiction film.
I mean, you could do that, but I do feel like it's a little bit of a cheat, but it isn't.
And that is like one of the best albums to listen through all the way through.
Yeah.
We've watched it multiple times.
I'd probably pick like Nightmare Before Christmas.
But would that kill it for you?
No, I've already listened to it so many times. I don't know.
It is almost like a music.
It's a musical, basically.
It's basically a musical. Now, if you could listen to it in the background, watch it in the background. No, you'd have to sit down and watch it.
Still probably Nightmare Before Christmas.
I could also maybe do something like would like Planet Earth count or something like that? Some like
it's not a movie.
Nature movie.
That's not a movie though.
Something that you can just kind of stare at and zone out, and it just turns into a background of like whales and deep sea creatures and like,
just like
cool goats climbing mountains and stuff like that. I don't know. Am I the only person who just like loves just chilling out with some nature films?
Planet Earth is the best.
I kind of want to watch it now.
I know.
It sounds so chill. Like if it starts raining again and we have some spare time, so maybe like in a year,
that would be such a treat.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's watch some old Planet Earth. Maybe by then there will be a new Planet Earth.
Maybe when we're spending time with family, like in the future, like over like a holiday or something like that, that'd be a good thing to put on in the background. Yeah. One day. Oh, man. So let's see. What is the scariest true story you've heard or told? You have some. In your family? Have you told them? I think maybe at the last Halloween.
Yeah, we did do some of the Halloween. So like.
Did you do the tiles falling off the wall?
Yeah, I did that one.
Okay, that was creepy.
But this could be scary as in like ghost story, or also scary as in just like something dangerous happening.
What's the scariest true story you've heard or told? I mean, telling stories. The scariest thing that I can tell that's a true story of my own is anything where I saw my life flash in front of me.
Like car accidents?
A lot of them are cars.
Yeah.
Driving cars is scary. It's the probably single riskiest thing any of us will ever do, and we all just do it casually.
All the time.
And I try not to ever be casual about it because I'm very aware of it in some ways. But like, I've been rear-ended. I've been in other different types of accidents. We don't need to go into, them. Oh, remember? Oh, this is a weird thing. I'm not sure if we've ever told it. The car fire.
Oh, yeah.
That was weird.
What a weird thing.
That was weird.
We were living in our apartment complex, and there was like a parking garage. So you would like drive up to the floor your apartment was on.
We have photos of that.
We do.
Should that be the podcast background of the thumbnail? I don't know.
It
maybe
might not make sense with the topic of this.
Yeah.
And so, how were we notified? Were we called?
We got a call
by the apartment
in
complex?
the middle of the night from our apartment complex manager,
saying that there had been a car fire and that our car was affected.
Yeah, a car next to us just
spontaneously combusted.
It was a fault of it was like a manufacturing error.
So our car was 2 cars down, I think. So there was the car that combusted, the 2 cars next to it. The 2 cars next to it were completely melted. The car that combusted was completely melted, and ours was like melted on one side, being 2 cars down. It was so freaky. And it was such a weird thing to be called in the middle of the night by our apartment complex. Yeah,
it was like 2, 3 a.m.
And like walking out there, like it had already kind of been taken care of. Like the fire department had already left by then. But we were in the parking garage. The fire was so hot, it had eaten away at some of the concrete. It had melted like the exit sign above it. Like it was weird and freaky.
That was a freaky thing.
Yeah.
That was really freaky. This is going to be a tough one, but you're choosing a band name, and the name must include a type of pasta. What are you going to call your band?
Oh man. Okay. I'm running through pasta types in my head. Spaghetti, bow tie, penne, rigatoni.
The bow tie cats.
That's pretty good. I'm trying to make like some kind of like pun.
DJ Bowtie.
I'm trying to make like a pun or a rhyme or like something like that. What are some others? Does like lasagna count? Ravioli?
The Ravioli Bandits. They steal your raviolis. Okay, let's just name if we were going to choose our band name.
Our band name right now.
3, 2, 1. DJ Softpaw.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant with pasta.
Oh.
DJ Softpaw is our DJ name.
Yeah.
It's not our band name.
Oh, okay.
Our DJ name is DJ Softpaws.
If you didn't know.
That's also Jube's DJ name.
Yeah. We share it with her.
Yeah, we share it.
No. We come out on stage all at once. And we're one of those DJs where like it's a group effort.
We're group DJs.
Group DJ.
all of us are called DJ Softpaws.
I mean, we have our cat ears already. All we need are our soft paw mitts, and we'll be good to go.
Actually, this reminds me of there's a restaurant that I forget, was it Breckenridge or something? That was called Rasta Pasta, and it was like Rastafarian pasta, and so they would play like Bob Marley and stuff, and it was all pasta, but it was really good pasta. But that could be a band name, Rasta Pasta.
Rasta Pasta? Yeah, yeah. Especially if it's like the right genre.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
It could be
some
great.
Reggae?
Yeah. So, what movie is the best antidepressant? Now, for this, I'll have to say, I don't think that there's a single answer.
No, many answers.
to me, I think the movie that's the best antidepressant is like a childhood movie that you kind of grew up with, that you watched a ton, and like that you have the best like buffer memories associated with it. So it's like, think of like a time in your life where things were the best. Find a movie from that time and rewatch that. You know, because I think that's why I love Spaceballs so much.
I love Kung Pao.
And you love Kung Pao. Like,
but I would also
those are
like,
movies from like a simpler time.
There's also like Disney movies are in there for me.
Any Disney movies? Because like
not all Disney
antidepressant,
movies.
Lion King. I don't know.
You know, like Aladdin would. I was thinking like Lion King has a sad moment.
Yeah.
But like
Lion King might be like
Aladdin is a great one. Actually, for me, I really like Hercules. It wasn't the most popular Disney movie.
I love Hercules.
I thought Hercules was great.
We should do a Disney tier list.
Also Ghibli. Oh, that would be fun.
A Disney tier list?
Disney tier list.
Ooh, we'd get
really
people
fun.
upset.
I know. Maybe it'd be fun though. Well, it'd be controversial.
Oh,
Is that gonna be our first controversy?
Spill the tea! How dare they rank this one over this one?
But also like Studio Ghibli movies.
Studio Ghibli.
Which
Oh yeah.
I didn't actually watch until I was an adult, so I don't have that same association.
I'll say Studio Ghibli. Yeah, a lot of
But like so feel good, like Spirited Away and stuff.
Spirited Away. Yeah. Spirited Away is really
also,
good.
for me,
in the end,
there are some things that are, you know, like Spirited Away has some kind of like scary moment, like scarier moments and stuff, like kind of creepy.
You love that stuff.
But I love that because my one of my favorite movies growing up was Nightmare Before Christmas. You know, like I used to like a lot of creepy stuff, and I used to wonder if I was weird because I liked scary things.
You are not. You are perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, lots of suggestions there. Planet Earth. Just watch some Planet Earth, guys. Just like witness the wonder that is the world that we live on. Okay, so maybe one last question, and then we'll move it to Thing of the Week. What is a small inconvenience curse that would drive somebody insane? I think that, like, for me, you know, you'd really have to get to know someone to, like, really fine tune it. Find out
what's one that would drive me insane.
Find out what their, like, pet peeve is and plague them with that. For me, no, you could probably guess mine, so I'll leave that for you. You can reveal it. For you, it would be everything is slightly off, and everything like moves a little bit, and everything is just like
off, like
slightly out
off?
of order. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I feel like our life is more than slightly out of order.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you've accepted it now. You've been immune. Okay. I was going to go for a general one because that's what I'd been brainstorming.
Okay.
You mess with their cell phone. Any cell phone they ever touch. Any cell phone and computers. Plague them with IT issues. Plague them. Okay, the inconvenience curse.
Update pop-ups.
Inconvenience curse that would drive someone insane. Let no technology work for them ever.
Yeah.
When they're about to save that PowerPoint, crash it.
Ooh.
When they're about to get a call from their crush, your phone dies.
Rude.
When they're about to, like, you know, finish that level that they ground for so long, file gets corrupted.
Yeah.
They have to start all over again.
Yeah.
They could never enjoy any technology. Everyone around them is enjoying technology, living a good life, and they are cursed, and no technology ever works for them. They could even borrow their friend's phone. It won't work for them. They give it back to their friend. It works. Oh. They're
the problem.
Cursed with technology. I think that'd be the worst plague, honestly.
Yeah.
Because technology is like legit so important for life, for every single aspect of it. And it's so important. And I wish that everyone has good technology journeys and with good access to everything. But that's just not how it is. But I do think that'd be like the worst curse.
Yeah.
Maybe that's too big of a curse.
That's a pretty big one.
That's a pretty big one.
Here, I have one for you.
Yeah.
Specific to your pet peeve, which is anytime you're having a conversation with someone, the first half of that conversation is them repeating what they've already told you in the past.
Yes. That is my pet peeve. repeated things.
Repeated things. Or I could do it. I could go a few different directions. That could be one. The other direction could be like anytime you watch any piece of content, for the first half of it, it's just repeated what you last watched before you can get to any new content. Oh. See, I'm not fully
wasting time.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be horrible. Yeah, but for me, I think like my main pet peeve is like repeated things, like wasting time, like, or even just like anything
having to
repeated.
Do something again.
Oh, having to do something again.
We just filmed a little thing for an intro for a video, and the whole thing was blurry.
Oh, anytime like footage is corrupted, or I don't record things, or like anything where like that time was like wasted. Well, we once recorded a whole podcast and it wasn't recording, or it was messed up, or the audio was bad, or something like that, and I got kind of depressed for a moment.
Yeah.
Like that's something that can like throw me off.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Yeah, it's rough.
But you know what? Those are all learning lessons, learning opportunities. This file that you're watching right now is being recorded in 2 different places.
Because
on this computer and this computer. And it's redundant, it's backed up. It's powerful.
Yes.
But you know what, Katelyn? I think that it's about time for the thing of the week. Do you like how I extended that sentence so I could find the sound effect?
The button?
Yeah. I was like, where is it? Too many buttons over here.
Yes. Do you want to do yours first?
What was mine?
The printer.
Oh yeah. Hey. So I love 3D printing. It was probably one of the things that got me into making in some ways, like tinkering and stuff like that. And the first 3D printer I got was probably 10 years ago.
2000? No, wasn't that long ago.
No.
Like 7 or 8.
7 or 8 years ago. Yeah, the Rep 2. And I just loved it so much. And, you know, we've done some 3D printing projects on the channel in the past, but just not much. And one thing about our older 3D printer is the technology has advanced since then. You know,
we've had it for a long time. We've had it since before we started the YouTube channel. And
it still works. It still is going. It's a tank.
Yeah.
But I wanted something that was quieter and a little bit more detailed. So like a smaller nozzle, capable of like fine, intricate, detailed prints. Because what we have is kind of a larger scale 3D printer.
Boy.
So we got the
you got it.
So together we purchased the Prusa Mini Plus, and it arrived after a long wait, and it has been stellar quality. It's very nice. You know, we don't do reviews on our channel. We don't do reviews for content or anything like that. But I can say I'm impressed by it.
Yep, we've had it for a couple days now, and you've been playing around.
Yeah, I've been playing around with it. I'm impressed by the print quality. I'm impressed with the filament, and I'm excited to maybe incorporate that in a future video. But I'm like, if we don't, I'm okay with it. I just like having a little 3D printer that I trust, that is quiet, that we can run,
so quiet,
without disrupting our content. The big one was.
We couldn't hit, you can hear it from this room.
Yeah, it's so loud.
It's so loud.
It's just like the driver technology has come a long way since 3D printers first came about, and I'm liking it. So that's my thing of the week. Yeah,
and we're still gonna use the big boy. We're just gonna put a bigger extruder on it so we can print super beefy stuff.
Yeah.
My thing of the week. This is a YouTube channel that's been blowing up a lot lately, so you may have heard of the channel, but it's the channel is Stuff Made Here. Mm-hmm. Some video examples. Well, I'll recommend one of my favorites. We've binged a few of them, but his robot that cuts his hair video.
That was
and
good.
I think one of the things that's so impressive is he. Would that audio be picked up?
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I was pulling up his channel.
Yeah, so he made a hair cutting robot. He's so freaking thorough and puts so much time into these builds. I was expecting a robot with some scissors attached to it with a motor that would just on some kind of rotation would just open and close the scissors,
and he'd like put his
lean
head
his
into
head
it.
towards it.
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing. No. This thing has like a probe that probes his head and measures a certain distance away and cuts the hair and does that differently depending on where it is around his head.
And he like programmed what haircut he wanted into his robot.
Yeah.
And his robot tried to give him that haircut.
And it has like a vacuum that like sucks his hair up and then snips it. Like, it's so well done. And that is the case with every single video of his that we have watched.
I'm like, man, how much do you
so much
work?
time.
It's so much effort.
So much time. It's so impressive.
High effort crafting.
Yeah.
High effort making.
Yeah, really high effort. It's great though.
It's good.
So if you want to see some awesome
Also
engineering,
a very nice dry sense of humor.
yeah, he's got a great like dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know, there's some content you watch because the personality is like very like bubbly and big and in your face, and then there's some where it's like more chill, and he's definitely more chill, but like the humor is so great because it's so like subtle and dry.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. So great channel, stuff made here. He's been blowing up, so again, you guys might recognize the name.
It's so
but
crazy. He has
still.
18 videos.
I know. Well,
That's
he started
not
8 months
8
ago. Was the
months
first
ago?
video.
Yeah.
And he's at 1.82 million subs.
Yeah.
But like the videos are so good.
But
the
it's like
projects
oops.
are so
It's
cool.
like oops all bangers.
Yeah, oops all bangers.
But it's not really oops all bangers.
No.
It's very intentionally all bangers.
Yeah.
Very intentionally all bangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting. But that takes us to the end of today's episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. As always, we like to plug this little prank that we have going on. We're trying to get our shows, we're trying to get our podcast up in whatever podcast ranking system you guys might be listening to it on. And you can do that by rating this show highly so it goes up in the charts. So people will listen to it and they're like, what?
Who are these people? And then we're like, pop up a prank.
Is it a good prank?
No.
I don't know. One day we're just going to get a review saying like, what the heck? And then we'll know.
Then we'll know that
We
the
have
prank
succeeded.
worked.
All right, guys. Thanks so much again. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.